Okay, so season 4 didn't start so well. We might not have scored a goal yet so far this season. Drawing with Forest, losing to Fulham. But we won the FA Cup last year, which means European football, and we're slowly starting to build the team, with 4 new players joining us in the last episode. But it wasn't great news for new signing Samuel Illing Jr. as he managed to sprain his knee and he's out for at least another 3 weeks. But we still have 64 million in the bank, and with Wilfred Gnonto leaving and Leif Davis, there's still room maybe for one more big-time player to leave the club. With all that said, grab yourselves a bev, smash the like button, and strap yourselves in, because this second part of the transfer window is going to be massive. And with this 64 million that we have left, there's still kind of like a lot of business that I'd like to do with this Leeds United team. But part of me is kind of thinking just pump all of this into a winger. I still wouldn't mind a superstar winger, but a lot of people are saying maybe a CDM. I mean, we could sign ourselves a star at CDM. It's just, do we have the right player here? Holman would be great, but he's at Atletico. Florentino could be a good shout from West Ham. There's also potential central midfielders that could convert down to a CDN like Sambi Lakonga, but without another scout report, I'm not so sure how good he is. And then if we were to go for winger, do we go back and try and sign Ansu Fati once again from Barcelona? Had a really good loan spell here from us. I also wouldn't mind bringing Moussa Diaby in. We've used him before in the Villa career mode, and he could be fantastic in this Leeds United squad. So there's a lot for us to ponder here at the start of this episode. We have a cup game on the calendar as well. We're going to be taking on QPR and Sunderland. I'm tempted for both of those to be quick sims, to be honest with you. Sunderland freshly promoted to the Premier League though, so that could be an interesting game, and we really could do with our first win. It was definitely always going to be a quick sim though against QPR, and we beat them 4-1. We rotate the team massively. Gelhardt, Kamara, Fatu with a brace as well. That's what we like to see. I've also decided to list Cresswell. I think his time at the club is done. Let's see if we can get him a good move out. We're going to see Gravenberch leave Liverpool to make the move to Tottenham. Now, to be fair, every time I played against Liverpool, he's not been in the starting 11, but this strengthens Tottenham even more. A team that has been in and around us now has Musiala as well as Gravenberch. They are going to be a force this season. We really need to pick up our first win of the season here at Ellen Road, taking on Sunderland. I look at their squad and it should not be an issue for us. Now, we do have a few tired legs from that QPR game, so this will be our 11. The biggest thing in this one is we're starting Van Duven up top. Let's see what he can do. I mean, he's scored the only goal that we've put in so far this season, so it leads me to think, let's go with him. Obviously, apart from the sim game against QPR, then he did score against Arsenal, so let's see. I'm also thinking about up into 5 minutes, just so there's a little bit more that happens in these games that are more of a stalemate. When you play against an open side, it's not too bad, but when it's not an open team, they do become a little bit of a stalemate, these matches. And then it just makes me think maybe there's not enough time in the game for enough stuff to happen, enough of the chances with the slider set we're using. Fatu wins it back. Fires it straight down the throat. We're into Van Duven! Van Duven! Oh my god, he finds the net every time. Maybe this is the man who should be starting. I know Pirro's goal record last season was fantastic, but again, Van Duven finds the back of the net for Leeds United, coming back from his loan from Brighton last year. He's looking really promising. It's Fatu who wins the ball back though, and Jorginho, as ever, linking up to get the goal, but it's just a tidy finish. Really enjoying Van Duven. Maybe it's time to give him a better number as well, but he's just got something about him. Just when he's in front of goal, feels like he's going to score. And we've been struggling to get goals, but we've broken the deadlock here pretty early on. Got Fran Garcia if he wants him down the line. He finds Fran Garcia. Who am I going to have forward? I'm going to play it back to Van Duven. Oh, he's found the back of the... Ow. Oh, are they saying Skip was in the way? I can't believe Van Duven scores this. Let's say that firstly, but Skip is in the way. That's fair. He does block off the goalkeeper. We'll take that one, but that was nearly a Van Duven brace. This is warning sign. Sunderland right now are playing like a side that have just been promoted. Nottingham Forest did not play like that. Then found Fatu. Well, Fatu is going to keep it. Plays it along. Trezor's going to try and lift that one in. Great block row out. Well, we've got Fatu down off the ball. It's from a pretty bug standard tackle, but having another winger out here could be very detrimental. I'm going to have to pray and hope that if it is an injury, which it is, it's not going to be a long-term one, and we can survive. But nonetheless, injury aside, we do have the lead at halftime, but I certainly want it to be more than one goal. Van Duven having a fantastic first half, though. We are going to kick off the second half without Fatu on the pitch. Elias Chair comes on. This is not ideal. I was not focused on what Van Duven just managed to do there. That is my fault. I can't believe he won the ball back there. Can he play it inside? He does. Oh, that's a great ball on. Chair is onside. Chair wants to whip it across into Trezor. I nearly got it all the way through. That is so unlucky. Jorginho picks that one up, though. Trezor now. Good footwork from him. Trezor trying to go all the way. Bishop, big save. We won a second. We already know that. How's Van Duven with his head? Oh, we nearly... Oh, we're going to get to the second ball. We nearly did. Calvin Phillips then slide it across. It's weirdly all across to Pacho, and he's never going to score that. Let's be fair. Anyone but the centre-back there, and maybe it's a goal. Trezor takes it. It's great footwork from him. Can I cut inside? I can. Oh, my God. Are they going to get close to Trezor? It's found Van Duven. Brilliant position. Van Duven again. Oh, my God. This kid might be the start of this year. This might be the guy. Right now, Pirro is not doing it. We haven't seen enough from Ekatike. Neither of them have scored this season. Van Duven scored 3 times. It's great play from Trezor, though. Him and Fran Garcia are forming this partnership that is probably going to be the reason why we have a very good year down the left-hand side, in my opinion. But another great goal from Van Duven. And thanks to that second goal, we could bring a few of the youngsters on now. We're going to see Greaves come on. Odebear's going to come on. It's the first time we'll get a look at him. He has played some football for us already. He played in that last game against QPR. And we're going to see Greaves come on as well. He's not had a loan out yet, and I'm still 50-50 on whether the loan out is going to be needed. He can play out wide as well, which is now making me think we're going to need that if Fatu is injured for a long period of time. Yeah, there. He's got space. Ivanovic has come on. Chair. Waited. Oh, he's timed that beautifully. Van Duven is onside. Van Duven is onside, and he's on for a hat-trick, and Van Duven's going to get his bloody hat-trick. Oh, my God. 3-0 Leeds United, and maybe this man was the answer. Elias Chair, to be fair to him, we haven't seen much of him, and injuries are forcing me into him getting more game time, and he's played very well in this game since coming on. But that man is going to be the man at the moment. It's Van Duven with a hat-trick against Sunderland. I'm not going to get too excited. This is a game you would expect to win, but it's just exciting to see Van Duven, our young striker, bag 3 goals. It's also his first ever Premier League start for the club, so that's massive. And will this be the first time of many that we get to see this? Van Duven collecting the match ball. Has a star been born for us up top? I was worried about Pirro leaving the club. I'm a little bit less worried now if he leaves the club, because Van Duven, remember that name, the faceless man, he's looking bloody good for us right now. Again, not getting too excited because we had a massive injury in that game. And it's the worst news we probably could have asked for. Fatu, so impactful last season, out for 3 months. Rangers come in for Elias Chair, but with that injury news, there's no way we can let him go. When we look for wingers now, we have Elias Chair, who's going to have to see more game time because of the Fatu injury. Hilling Jr. will be back soon-ish, but at the minute, it's Trezor, Odebear, and Elias Chair again. We're really down to a small group of wingers. There's no wingers in the youth academy that could really come in and make any kind of impact. But though I maybe wanted a CDM, it does feel like we'll be coming on the shopping list, and we will be looking for a winger because we're closing up to deadline day. I guess the big question I have to ask myself now is, what kind of winger do I want? Do I want a superstar winger like Moussa Diaby, who I believe we couldn't even afford, but he's a nailed-on starter? Or do I want somebody else into the rotation, and let's just see who can come about it? I did look at Brennan Johnson really closely. I like him. We could probably get him for about 35 million, but is Brennan Johnson the answer? I'm not so sure. Also, a big suggestion has been Morgan's Gibbs-White, and I know full well that he could play on the right-hand side if needed. So this could be a good deal, but he's not really quick enough for me. Financially, though, the deal would make sense. This would allow us to get a CDM as well. Don't suppose Barcelona would loan Fatty back? No, of course they wouldn't. I'm also super intrigued at Noni Madueke. I don't understand why Chelsea signed him, and I think he's a brilliant player. I remember watching him at PSV and thinking, wow, he's special. He could be special for us, and he's still a work in progress. It would be like reviving his career. Someone suggested this, and I really like the suggestion, and I'm not even buying him from Chelsea. He's moved to Torino. He's not recently moved either, so Noni Madueke, I actually really like that deal. We'll have a quick look at the other options that we have here, but I'm kind of leaning towards it. Serge Gnabry would be good. He's super experienced, but is it the deal we want to make right now? I'm really enjoying the youth movement that we are building, and Noni deserves a little bit of a refresh. I'm actually going to go in for Madueke. I'm hoping we can strike a deal here. I know it's going to be expensive, but I reckon if we could get him for like 45 million, it doesn't mean that we can sign the central midfielder we wanted, but we do have players there, and the injuries we have right now at winger, it's a problem. Noni also isn't outwardly better than any of our wingers, so that also makes it easier to bring him in, have that quality there, but he's going to have to fight for his place, especially when Fatu comes back. They agreed to 50 million in the end then for Madueke, and he takes under 50 grand a week. He's going to take important, which is expected, but This for me is a fantastic deal. The 50 million price point for me is absolutely fine, and I think Noni Madueke is going to be brilliant. He's also still going to improve. Only 24 years old, and he's the same overall as Fatawu already. And with Fatu's injury, Madueke is going straight in the starting 11. More bids coming in for Chair then, but I still don't feel comfortable if we were to let him go. And then a big one from Celtic for Hugo Ekitike, but I'm going to reject it for now. But this could be something that we think about now in the future, because when we look at how well Van Duven's playing, if that continues, the need for Hugo Ekitike might disappear. And we have reached deadline day, but I am pretty sure with the money that we have left in the bank, all 10 million of it, there's not really any business we can do. We're going to advance forward, though. We're going to see, because you never know when a big bid could come in, but that might be our window. It doesn't really leave us much for January, 10 million, though, which would probably be some rotation players. We do have Everton coming in for Cresswell, who we want to let go. I'm going to accept that one at 7.5. That would probably just be more funds, though, for January. I think we'd need a lot of money now in order to get the CDM we want, because you've got to remember, the CDM that we want is a huge improvement on what we've got, like a superstar. Although Jorginho Ruta bid. The swap deal again. What's the obsession with teams wanting to do a swap bid? Someone did say get rid of him. I don't know if his time's done. I'm enjoying Jorginho. And Man City would be someone we negotiated with. But I'm not sure that this deal is beneficial for us. I think we just want the entire fee. So I'm going to reject it for now. Southampton then coming in for Elias Chair. Again, Elias Chair, when everyone's back, and unfortunately for him, he's probably someone that goes in January. But we're doing the NC Charlie Cresswell leave the club. He's gone to Everton. 7.5 back in the bank. A lot of bids coming in now. Then we got Andre Gomez. He's our backup. There's no way we're accepting that. We have a big one for Pirro. It is from Napoli. It's probably them trying to replace Victor Osimhen. I get it. It's not really one that we're looking to accept right now. But I am more open to Pirro now that I've seen what Van Duven can do. And a big one from Juve for Mike Trezor, but it's not big enough. And I'm not sure Juve at this point are a big enough team to attract me to say that they would be able to take Trezor from us. I think he'd probably prefer to be playing in the Premier League. With us coming down to 3 hours, I am of the opinion now that any deal that did come in, they wouldn't be able to get it over the line. We've got Everton, James Garner being chucked in for Trezor. Absolutely not. And that now should pretty much just be our transfer window done. Now, a bigger bid from a bigger team does eventually come in for Mike Trezor, but this is the day after the window has shut. Man City come in for Trezor, so I'm going to reject that for now, but that does lead me to think that we are going to be getting those bids again. January could be a rough ride for us. I'd want more money than that, though. I'd want at least the same kind of money as Nonto. We do, however, finally have our Europa League group. Leeds United will be playing Young Boys, Trabzonspor and Shamrock Rovers. So this is my opinion, but I think we've been gifted a golden group. This is a very, very easy group, in my opinion, again, for us to get out of. This should be quite comfortable. When I look at some of the other groups, like Roma and Sevilla being in the same group together, and, you know, Mainz and PSV, those are much harder games than us having Young Boys, Trabzonspor and Shamrock Rovers. So I'm excited for the Europa League, and I'm pretty excited at the group we've got. Before any European games, though, we were back in the league, and it's a draw against Burnley, which is frustrating. We did rotate the team a little bit. Calvin Phillips and Jorginho Ruta scoring for us, but luckily for them, Lyle Foster gets 2 goals, which means we only draw against Burnley. After the draw against Burnley, it would be another draw, this time against Tottenham, and a very good one. Odegaard gets his first goal for the club, and Pirro scores as well to rescue us a point in this one. And after those 2 results, it's going to lead us nicely into this European game for Leeds United, the first one in a long, long time. This will be our 11. Van Duven starts up top. Noni Madueke, we're going to get the first look at him from our perspective. And Illing Jr. has just, and I mean only just, come back from injury, but I'm going to give him the game time in this one. This could be a really big competition for some of these younger lads this season, especially in the early stages. We're going to have to give them game time. It's going to be an opportunity for them to kind of show us what they can do. Young boys now coming forward, and I probably shouldn't underestimate them. Junior plays that one across. Ivanovic wants it into Van Duven. I probably tried to overplay that a bit too much. Going to be a good ball in. It is. Van Duven's in there. It's 1-0. Is he onside? That's the big question. He is onside, and Van Duven scores yet again. What a well-worked goal. I don't score from crosses often, so this one feels nice. And we take the lead at what surely would be a rampant Ellen Road for the first European game. I have a feeling the Leeds fans are going to fall in love with Jason Van Duven. Couple of years out on loan. One of the early signings that we actually made and then kind of forgotten about. Couple of seasons out on loan, and look at him now. Free kick. We're going to loft that over the wall. It's not bad ball in. We can't get the header, but Gomez collects that comfortably. Oh, here they come. Firing off a shot. That weren't far off. Can't get too comfortable at 1-0. And they work an opening. It has been pretty much all young boys since the goal. And they do work an opening. And it's going to be 1-1. And it's thoroughly deserved from young boys. We've dropped off massively since we scored. Started the game strong, dominated, and then have just dropped. They're going to score pretty close to half-time. But I actually think it's us that need to go in at half-time and reset. They're coming at us again, young boys. And this is just a rail drop to the pace. A rail drop to the pace. And we block that one away. Very happy with the half-time whistle blowing because we need to get our heads together and collect our thoughts because the way the rest of that game went after we scored was horrendous. And we come back out the second half and just be more of ourselves. We haven't had a foothold in the game. They've dominated possession. Cody Drama's been done. Oh, be careful, Andre Gomez. That is a massive save. We might have to make sub soon as young boys are destroying me right now. Greaves into Van Duven. Great footwork from Van Duven. Van Duven does everything, and he does it bloody right. He is saving my bacon. He's barely touched the football since the first goal, and he's managed to go on and score a second. This is a rare foray forward for us, but I will take it. We needed this. Anna comes back from Josh winning the ball back. Greaves plays it in, but Van Duven just does everything right here. He's just brilliant. Might have to be our starting striker for the majority of this season. Pirro has started scoring, but not many. Madueke's debut here hasn't been great, but Greaves is going to play it back into Van Duven again. Van Duven! Oh, he's on for another hat-trick. Going to be a triple sub from us, though. Ilin Jr., who's fresh back from injury, of course, he's going to come off. We're going to see Kamara come on as well. I just want to see this game out now, and I would love a third goal. Kind of make it easier to see out. That's a good ball into Pacho. Why the hell did Van Duven not attack that once it went across the bar? Oh, young boys coming forward. Oh, that's lovely. That was lovely. It literally came from a goal kick. No one was there after that corner goal kick that they just had, and I can't believe that. They just passed right through us and scored. Pacho didn't even have time to get back, so we had a big gap. And all of a sudden, I was thinking, right, we're back in this game, but young boys, not a chance. Mara to Josh. Shouldn't that into Gelhart. Gelhart. Oh, he's done really well. Van Duven, back across. Madueke! Oh my God, that should have been a goal. Goalkeeper has just saved them. Are we set for a point in our first European game? Van Duven! No! He won't let it bloody happen. It's going to be a Van Duven hat-trick yet again. That is 2 hat-tricks from Van Duven in this episode. Oh my God, Madueke was definitely going to be the thumbnail. Can it still stay that way? Should it be Van Duven now? It's Madueke's ball in. It's a very good one, but Van Duven showing he can even do it from a corner. Now we just need to hold on and do nothing stupid, and we will take a 3-2 win. Well, the game definitely should be done now. They're going to receive a red card, and what's interesting is where they received this red card. We win the ball back from them, and Ballard is on the ball, and they just slide through the ball. I mean, look at this tackle. It's so reckless. Sent off. And that sending off should just allow us now to see this game out, but what a opening game to European football this has been. And once again, we get to see Van Duven collect the match ball. I said, is this going to be a familiar sight? I didn't expect to see it again in this episode, but it does feel like this could be a familiar sight. Van Duven is, look, he's special, lads. He is very special. Next up in the league, though, is Man City, and I actually want to play this one. I want to see how we match up against Man City. This is a very different look Man City, but these youngsters, there's no doubt, they're very good. And this will be the 11 to take on Man City. It's near enough full strength 11. There's a couple of players that have to drop out because of that last game, but I don't know. I want to see how much of a game we can give Man City, and if we could even go on and beat them. We'll have Erling Haaland, though, and every save I've ever done, he is a thorn in my side. So let's see if he's going to be that in this. They will look to dominate. We will look to dominate. Let's just see how we match up against them. Oscar Bob could be a problem, though. I imagine he's grown quite a bit at this stage. Is that ball through to Trezor? It is. It's a good touch. It's a good turn. It's a good shot. Hato gets in the way. Whipping a corner. Pirro back on the pitch. Although it's going in towards Jorginho Ruto. What a big-time save from Edison. He could be a problem in the net, but we want to be a problem for them as well. And Pirro has stayed down. Injuries this year are starting to become a problem. And Pirro stayed down, and it is his shoulder, which usually, to me, means it could be 3 months. Gio Gomez trying to go inside. We did enough, and Haaland still keeps this, though. Well in, Calvin Phillips. Van Garcia to try and loft it forward into Pirro. I can get to it, but Trezor might get to that. No, he's never winning a header against Haaland. I think I'm going to have to bring Pirro off. Grealish Bring that forward. Mateus Nunes. I don't like that. Well tackled, Roden. So far, we're both failing in the final third. Whip it across, lad. Into Jorginho. Is that a foul? How is that not a foul? And keep the football nonetheless. Try and reset here. Skip. Is that a good ball into Madueke? It's not. I still think that should have been a foul. We finally do get Pirro off the pitch. It's nearly half-time. We're going to get Ekitike on the pitch. But Man City have a very dangerous free kick here. But I'm not so sure how good Haaland is at taking these free kicks. We're probably about to find out. He's not going to take it. That is frustrating. Sergio Gomez scores it. I thought Haaland was taking that. Gomez makes it 1-0 Manchester City. And so far, we have very much competed in this game. But they do have the lead. I'm still positive I should have had a penalty. But I got fooled. I thought Haaland was taking that. Then finds Madueke. We have bodies. Madueke does brilliantly. Madueke still going, whips it across. It's a good ball, Trezor. Oh my god, that should have been 1-1. Ekitike steals it. He's played it into Trezor. This is a dangerous position for Trezor. Whips it across. It's not a bad ball, Illing Jr. It wasn't a bad ball, but it didn't sit kindly for Illing Jr. We should have worked that maybe with 1 or 2 more passes. Brings it forward. Well in Pascal. Again. Doku fires off a shot. Well said by Meslier. Poor second half, to be honest with you. I think maybe we could have done with some different subs. I don't know what we could have done different. We've kind of thrown what we could. Some stuff hasn't gone our way. We've had the odd chance, and we've held them. We've actually played really well against Manchester City, but we are still that step behind them. And we're just going to have to accept that we're that step behind them as Manchester City beat us 1-0 at Ellen Road. But it was closer than maybe some would have thought at the start. We do have the bad news after that game, though, that Joel Pirro is going to be out for 3 months. Now, this is why Van Duven playing so well is massive to us right now. And he's going to take the starting place ahead of Pirro, but it is worrying to have him out. Next up, though, we did have Tottenham in the Cup. It ends up in penalties, but I really don't care about this Cup competition right now. We've got that much going on. I'm quite happy to be knocked out. The injuries we have, we can't really afford to have loads of games. We were back in the Premier League after that. It's Wolves again, and are we becoming draw specialists? 3-3 this time round. Phillips, Gelhardt. But it wasn't enough to get the win, and this is another point in the league, and a league where we see ourselves sat in 13th. We only have 1 win in the Premier League this season, 4 draws, 2 losses. It's really not good enough if we're going to get European football. Speaking of European football, it was Shamrock Rovers next, and we do manage to get a 2-0 win as expected. Jorginho Ruta with both the goals, and that leaves us sitting comfortably top of the group after 2 games played in the Europa League. But that is where we're going to leave it for this episode. We've had quite a few injuries at the start of this season, especially to some of the bigger name players recently. We have plenty of new players at the club, but we are floundering in the league right now, only sitting in 12th place. That's something we're going to have to really work on next time out, but I'm happy with the squad, and I tell you what, I'm very happy with Van Duven, 2 hat-tricks in this episode. Appreciate you all. Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe, lads. I will see you for the next episode, where hopefully we can just pick up some form in the league.